to this computer. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. This is Queen Wiki. Once again, I am going to give some exciting news as to what has happened today. But first of all, what I want to do is I want to show you the compensation plan because I think that, and I want to show you the model, our business model. Okay, so share. We're going to start there. Okay, great. Okay, what are we all excited about? We're all excited about POTS. Okay, and the reason why the presentation says POTS market is because why? The emphasis is not on the Olympus Dao part where we're earning yield and where we are, building our teams, right? And making a lot of dynamic rewards on our team and we're getting yield every day. The end game is to get as many people into POP's market on that second side as we possibly can. And that is the revenue generator. That is the anchor. Whereas the DeFi portion, that is the stabilizer of the system. So let me show you what we're talking about here. So we have two core architectures. And I say we have two engines and one ecosystem. The first engine is POP's money. You guys know that it's the DeFi side, decentralized finance. That's where we are earning yield every day. That is where we are driving our teams, right? That's why we go to DeFi that pops, DeFi.pops.money. This is what we're working on over here on the left, okay? Then we have POS Market over here on the right. Okay, POS Market is actually the end game. They want to create the largest decentralized prediction marketplace on the planet. Okay. There are some prediction marketplaces out there, but many of you have heard of any, have probably you've heard of poly markets. And just in case you haven't, let me show you that right now, what a prediction marketplace is. Hold tight. I'm going to go to polymarket.com. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's share my screen. Polymarket. Doop, doop, doop. Here we go. Okay. People keep asking that question, what is a prediction marketplace? Now, if you look at the trends in the industry, and I'm talking about the global business industry, you'll see AI is a top trend, right? Even though it's a money suck right now and they're not quite there and they're spending billions and trillions of dollars to get it done right, but they will eventually. So we've got the AI, that's a trend. No one can deny that. We've got automation is a trend. We also have, I think number 5 is prediction marketplace. If any of you have a Binance wallet, not being a member of Binance, but have a Binance wallet, you'll notice that within the Binance wallet, they've actually added and updated their wallet to include a prediction marketplace. If you read and keep up with the news, has nothing to do with crypto, you'll find that every corporation out there trying to jump on the prediction marketplace bandwagon. And those who are doing it, their stocks are going up. So what is a prediction market? It's actually where we can take our opinions. We're always talking to one another and we're at the dinner table. We're talking with our friends. We have different views and everybody's got an opinion at the dinner table. Some people you just hope will shut up, some members in your family because you guys just don't agree. So we take our opinions and we monetize it. That's what poly market is. That's what the prediction marketplace is about. Okay? It's a marketplace where we can have our opinion on whatever we want to have it on, and then we buy shares and we trade those shares. That's exactly what it is. So some people are making a whole lot of money. So here in Poly Market, you'll see that we've got a tab for trending, breaking. These are categories. Breaking, what's new, politics, sports, crypto, Iran. That's a big topic that people are beating each other about, but I think most people are in agreement about that one. Finance, geopolitics, tech, culture, economy, weather, etc., elections. The most popular, right? Anyone want to guess what the most popular categories are? Give me 2. Tell me. Anyone? What are the 2 most popular categories? And I'm not looking in the chat, so you got to speak. Okay, I'll look in the chat if you insist.
Politics.
Politics, that's right.
Football.
Politics.
Politics.
Football.
Yes. What else? What else?
Football. Sports.
Sports,
Football.
absolutely. Politics and sports. They are the two most popular categories where everybody's got an opinion on. So let me go to politics. And you'll see we've got a lot. We've got a lot. And most of it is US centric. And that's one of the things about Polymarket. It is focused on the United States. Here and there, you'll find some other countries and their sports. You know, we've got the World Cup coming and all kinds of things. But basically, all of the titles, what I mean by titles, all of the questions, most of them are US based. What Pot's Market is going to do is they want to hit Asia, right? They want to open up for the continent of Africa with its 54 countries. They want to open up to the West, you know, not the West, but to UK and to Europe. They want to open up to multiple countries. Could you imagine if we did that? If you look at Poly Market, there's 150,000 members. That's it. And I was kind of shocked. I was reading the news about a month ago, and they said, congratulations to Poly Market. They've hit all-time highs in memberships, in members. And they said 150,000. I'm like, whoa, this is a $20 billion valuation company and only 150,000 folks because they are American centric. And even in America, people don't know what prediction marketplaces are. And that goes to tell you, but it's becoming more and more popular. So why don't we continue to wait until it becomes more and more popular and then we jump on the bandwagon? We have a habit of doing that, right? We did that with Bitcoin. Many of you. I found out about Bitcoin in 2009. I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. So in 2016, I bought my first Bitcoin at $500. Okay. But many people, there's only 9% of the people on this planet that even know what crypto is or have any crypto. 9%.
Much? 1224.
Pardon? 9%. So let me show you here something that's popular. Democratic presidential nominee for 2028. It's the United States. I'm going to click on that. Now I'm going to show you something. You're probably going to be floored. Okay, come on now. There we go. Okay. Now, what we have here, I'm going to scroll down a tad. People say that Gavin Newsom will be the winner. Now, we're talking about an election that's going to be held a year and a half from now. And people are already betting on it, you know, and they're already trading on it. They're already buying shares on it. They're already trading shares. And so 26% says it's going to be Gavin. Somebody got Kamala Harris. I don't even think she's running. If she is, I don't know. But there's some people who know more than I know, some insiders. AOC, 9%, and on and on and on, right? But what I really want you to look at is how much money has been put into this bucket for this one title, this one question, $1.1 billion. Did you hear that? That's just one question on Polymarket. $1.1 billion in volume has been traded today. Imagine what it's going to be in 2028 as we get closer to that Democratic presidential nomination. I think we're going to be at $3 billion, $5 billion, right? And it's so interesting because there are fees that are being generated on every trade, right? And depending upon who the builders are, who are asking the questions, the fees are what you're going to be able to make money on. And this is exactly what Pot's Market is going to be doing, Pot's Marketplace, right? And so not in all cases, the fees that are generated are not given to anyone. It's not a default. But Pot's Market have a relationship with Polymarket. Pot's Market is going to be utilizing the Polymarket engine through their API. Don't worry about it, you don't know what API is. And they're basically going to tap into it, add additional features, right? For us, add additional features, additional topics, and additional countries. Right? And could you imagine if we open up to multiple countries, where we're going to be? So this is how it works. Let's say that I'm saying, yep, it's going to be Gavin. Okay. Let's say I just put in $1. And if I win, I get $3.69. So what if I put in 1,000? I will win more than 3x my money. It would be 3.6x. That's pretty darn good. But what if I say, nah, put a no there, right? Then let's put a dollar here. That's $1.34 I will win, right? So this is how it works. You're actually trading, kind of like you trade on the stock market. So it's actually like a stock market for opinions, or you're trading Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those other tokens out there. Just the same thing, but you're trading opinions. This is exactly how it works. So I can go in and trade today, and then I can come back next week and trade again because there's a spread. Some people do arbitrage and all these great things. They do that here on Polymarket. This is a prediction marketplace. Now you know when I'm talking about it, what I'm talking about. So we're going to get back to the presentation. Get back to the presentation here. I wanted to make sure you guys knew what that was. That is what POPs want to have. Okay? And so they're already listed on Polymarket's website as a builder. There are other builders that are there as well that taps into Polymarket and build their own marketplace. Okay? Now you understand that. So that's what we're going to have. And we're going to drive all of our POPs money people, all of our DeFi people, we're going to drive them over into POPs Market to start generating revenues, to start generating fees for POPs Market, which is going to take a percentage of those fees, right? And they're going to drive it back into POPs money to fill the treasury, to fill the liquidity, which is going to make us healthier and healthier and happier. At the same time, the POPs money engine, and all of the fees that we're paying for withdrawals, that money is going to be driven, 100% of that is going to be driven into buying Bitcoin and pairing it with POPs. Two engines feeding one another. This is going to be amazing with one ecosystem. Okay, that's it. You ask me what the business model is. That's the business model. Okay, now let's talk about the two tokens. On the POPs money side, on the left, we're buying bonds today, right? And people say, what are bonds? How do they differ from staking? The only difference between a bond and stakes, because they're both staking, the only difference is with bonds, you get an extra percentage. You can get an extra percentage, and I'm going to show that when I'm on the bonds page. They only have that open right now, but shortly, very soon, we're going to have the staking open as well. The reason why the bonds were first, because we wanted to build a healthy ecosystem, a healthy treasury, a healthy liquidity pool. And it's working very, very, very well. Okay? So that is why they're only selling bonds right now. In addition to that, we've got, I think, 8 or 9 days left. When any new wallet that register, these are folks that you and I are bringing in today. Okay, folks that you and I are bringing in today, and we're utilizing that as a carrot to get people to come in. They will get an extra 5% of tokens when they buy a bond, an extra 5%. Okay, but we only have about 8 days, and then that's off the table. So this is the time to build, right, your teams. This is the time to drive as many people to the webinars, to learn about what we have here. Okay, now, that's the IBS. We're earning IBS. We're earning IBS. It's not a crappy token. Many of you have been in deals. You're getting these tokens, and there's no liquidity, and you can't sell it. It's like a $0, 0 cents token. No, that's not what we're doing here. We're utilizing the Olympus Dao protocol, and the Olympus Dao protocol has been around for almost 5 years. Okay, it's not affiliate marketing. It was a way where people, nerds and investors and crypto smart people, and there weren't a lot of people in crypto about 5 years ago. They just went over there and got some yield. It's a DeFi project, a DeFi protocol. And so someone in their infinite wisdom says, you know what? We could utilize this proven battle-tested model, this protocol called Olympus Dao, and add an affiliate program. So there are many that has come out. But the ones that many of us are familiar with is with WebKey Dial, still here after 2+ years. LGNS Origin, many of you are in it, probably, or have heard of it. And people say, oh, but the price of the token went down. And that's where we have to do a mind shift. The price of the token isn't as important as the health and the stability of the project. That is what I look at, right? Because if you are compounding for a longer period of time, it really doesn't matter a lot what the price of the token is, and I'm going to show you that. I think they went from $78 to about, I don't know, $8 or $7 right now. But I know people who got in 2 years ago are making millions of dollars. As a matter of fact, the 0001 on the international side of POTS, he's been in Origin LGNS for 2 years. He's making $50,000 a day. It's not dead. There's many people who are in LGNS Origin, 2+ years, guys, still around, no rug pull. Then we have ARC. ARC is here today. I joined that back in August. Still making money. Price goes up, price goes down. We're cool with it. At least I am, and the smart guys and gals are, right? Still here. No rug pull. Every project that's built on the Olympus Dao protocol technology has never rug pulled. And someone's going to raise their hand and say, what about A? They said they were using Olympus Dao. And I told you they weren't. I'm not going to name the names of some of these projects. They put it in their marketing. You guys send it out and tell me, Queen, they're using Olympus Dao protocol. I said, show me. Show me the contracts. They've been around for 3 months. Show me the contract. Nah, they're not using it. The liquidity isn't even locked. So I can tell, right? So forget the marketing hype. Let's talk reality. When I talk about the updates, then you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's the IBS token. That's the Olympus Dao side. That is the decentralized finance side. That is POTS money. POTS market, prediction market, the native token is POTS. And I talked about that. They're buying Bitcoin. They're going to pair it with POTS. There's only 21 million POTS. Okay? Now, let's talk about the passive earnings. How do we earn passively? There are 2 ways, bonds and single-sided stakes. They act the same way, except for this last column, stakes do not have. Stakes do not have. But let me continue. You buy a bond, you need $100 or more to buy a bond. And here's what I tell everyone. Don't come in here with $100. Because if the price go down by 10 cents, the value of your holdings is no longer $100. Okay? The value of your tokens is no longer $100. So come in with 130. 150. Give yourself some buffer so you can always be active in an eligible account to be earning yield. Follow me? Because the minimum of $100, to me, that's not good enough. I want you all to tell people it's $100 minimum, but you may want to give yourself a buffer for price fluctuation. And we're going to get price fluctuations. We're going to get it. Crypto is volatile. Okay? You follow me in that. Now, 90 days, let's say you buy a bond for 90 days. You're going to be earning on a daily basis. Pay attention. I continue to get this question asked between 0.23% and 0.8% a day, every 24 hours. Okay, anywhere between this range. Okay, also you're going to be able to get up to 2% extra tokens. 100 minus 98 is 2%. Up to 2% extra tokens. You come in for 180 days. Of course, you're going to make a little more. 0.24% to 0.90% every day. And you're going to be able to get up to 5% extra, all the way to 360 days. Only the 90, 180, and 360 days are available now. But when they launch their staking, they're going to have 540 and 720. Staking is coming soon at a theater near you. And so let's go with 360 days. Now it's 0.25% through 1%, up to 1%. That's what we can earn. What I've seen thus far, we're earning about 0.75% a day. That is beautiful. That's wonderful. That's sweet. So don't go around telling people, we're going to get 1% a day. No, we're getting up to 1% a day, from 0.25% to 1%. So say up to, just add your marketing, say up to 1% a day, okay? Let's be honest. Here, you'll be getting up to 10% extra tokens. all the way down to 720 days, 0.27 to 1.20, right? Of course, the longer, the more potential for earning a higher daily yield. Okay? That's how it works. So, and you'll be able to get up to 20% extra. But for the 90 days, the next 9 days, 8 or 9 days, new people with new wallets that come on board and register and buy a bond will get 5% extra, period. These reference token purchase discounts don't take effect until after this 9 or 10 days, 8 or 9 days are over. Automatically, you look in your back office, it'll say 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, right? They're going to get that extra 5%. That's a good marketing tool to bring people in. Man, you got 8 days. If you get in now, they're going to give you an extra 5% IBIS tokens that's going to be staking for you. Okay? That is why we have this big push. This is why we're giving folks extra tokens. That is the bond. Nothing else complex about it. That's what you're going to get daily. Now, so let's talk about the single token staking. We're going to be, wait a minute, with the bonds, you're going to use USDT to come on board, and you're going to be earning IBS tokens. Yes, you can take your IBS tokens and claim your interest every day if you want, every 7 days, every 3 days, whenever you want, every month, or just let it ride, and you'll be able to take your IBS tokens and swap them for what? USDT. Put it in your Coinbase account or your Kraken account, or however you guys who know crypto, however you are, whatever platform you're using, and you can get that in your bank account, or you can put that on your crypto card and shop with your crypto card the same way you shop with your Visa or MasterCard. So those are some options. We can talk about that later during my training later. Single token staking. You've got USDT in your wallet. You're going to go in the back office. You're going to click on in the mobile phone at the bottom. You're going to see finance. You're going to click on finance, click on swap. Swap your USDT for IBS tokens. It's the same amount if you're looking at US amount. Now you can stake IBS tokens. Okay? That's the only difference. Same though in terms of money. You got to have greater than or equal to $100 in order to have an eligible account to earn yield. So put your $130 in there, $150. Don't just say I'm going to get exactly $100 and put it in. Because then maybe tomorrow it will just be $99. Maybe the next day it'll be $120. But just go on and put in 120, 130, 150, something like that. Give yourself a buffer. Now, the staking duration, the one of the difference is flexible term. What is flexible term? I can put $10,000 in a flexible term stake. One day later, after 24 hours, one day later, I can say, I want my $10,000 back and I want my 1 day of yield. And then I can say, bye, Felicia, and walk away. Right? Or I can keep it there for 5 days. Or I can keep it there for 30 days or 25 days or what have you. You have the flexibility to get your principal and your yield back whenever you want. And this is why your yield is considerably less because you're not committed, right? So 0.2% to 0.6% will be your daily yield in that range. And I would think, and I'm not in the flexible term because everybody who knows me know I'm anti-flexible term. I'm not going to get there for you. I'm not going to go there. So if you do that, then I'm noticing that we're getting 0.75% in the 360 days. I'm thinking you're probably at 0.4% here on average, 0.3 to 0.4. So understand that. So your maximum reference APY is 792% if you leave it in there for a year without touching it. Why not go for a bigger maximum reference APY? So now we've got the 90 days just like the bonds. Let me go back. Now we've got the 90 days just like the bonds. 0.23 to 0.8, it's the same. 180 days is the same up to 0.9. 360 days is the same up to 1%, 0.25 to 1%. You can earn, the highest you can earn is a 3,724% in a year. If you compound and never, ever, ever touch it, that's a 37x your money Okay, but this depends on a lot of other parameters I have in my spreadsheet that I passed it out to everyone in the groups. 540 days, of course, you can make more, up to 1.10% in the 720, up to 1.20%. This is it for how we earn passively. There's no tricks. This is it. Now, for those of you who want a little extra something, and I know that many of us can talk about it, Winston experienced it. I have. You've got Alicia has, and many of you who have brought people to the table to build your team, to build our DIO. What does DIO mean? Decentralized Autonomous Organization. What the heck is that? It means community. We want to build the largest community in POTS ever seen in DeFi. And the only way we can do that is to share this with as many people. Okay? And I know there's going to be folks who choose to be passive. It's okay. It's okay. But I tell you, if you really, really, really like what you see here, you're going to be sharing. Because I tell you, sharing is caring, as Alicia says. Sharing is caring. So that's that. Now, IBS liquidity expansion incentive mechanism. Oh, where did they get these words from? This is actually rank rewards. So what I'm going to do is, this is confusing. So I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to show you what I've created. And many of you have already seen it. And I've shared it with many of the leaders. I've shared it with Glenn and everyone. So I've created this to give you a better idea of how the UNILEVEL works. Because that sub-account stuff that they're talking about is crazy. It's confusing. Okay, so here we go. UNILEVEL compensation plan. All that means is you bring in George, you bring in Susan, you bring in Mark, you bring in Linda, you bring in Mohammed, you bring in, everyone that you know. And they says, yes, I like this. And so when you're talking about a UNILEVEL, you're talking about different legs. Everyone you bring in is a leg. Everyone you bring in is one of your teams. Legs mean the same thing as team, okay? So you brought in George. George's like, hey, I like this. This is wonderful. He's building his team. George became a rank 4, okay? Because he has $100,000 in sales, okay? Susan, she's a rank 4 as well. She has $100,000 in sales. Mark, he's your third person that you brought in personally. He says, I am going to crush this. He has $500,000 in sales. He's VIP 5. And then you've got Linda. She's got $50,000 of sales on her whole team. She doesn't have to put the $50,000 in herself, but her whole team combined. Add it up, add it up. She's got $50,000. She's the VIP 3. That's what a UNILEVEL is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me tell you about the ranks. Then I'm going to go back to how you can earn on your folks that you bring in. And this is what's happening now. My first withdrawal in like 3 days was over $1,000. We posted that in the groups, right? I was like, whoa, that quickly, right? So VIP 1, how do you rank and become a VIP 1? All you need is $1,000 in sales and your weaker legs combined. What do I mean by weaker legs? Let's go back up here. Remember I said this is you up here and you brought in George, Susan, Mark, and Linda, right? Who's your strongest leg? Anybody know? Who's the strongest leg? Somebody. Who's the strongest leg? Let's see if anybody's talking. Okay. Somebody says.
Mark.
Okay. Yes. Somebody says put your camera on. I'm not putting my camera on because all I see is my presentation. Just look at the presentation. Okay. And so Mark is the strongest leg. You're always going to earn on all of your legs when you're ranking. You have to be ranked at least a VIP 1 and have $1,000 worth of sales in order to earn in the UNILEVEL plan. So Mark is the largest leg. But you're going to earn on all legs. But in terms of determining what your rank is, right? In terms of determining, let me turn my video on. Okay. In terms of determining your rank, only your weakest legs combined are taken into consideration. George is one of your weakest legs. Susan, and Linda, because Mark is crushing it. He's your strongest leg. So 100 for George, plus 100,000 for Susan, plus 50,000 for Linda. That means you have $250,000 in sales volume on your weakest legs combined. Bam, you are now a VIP 4 because all you need is $100,000 in sales to become a VIP 4. She's got 250,000. A VIP 5, you need 500,000. She's halfway there. She's halfway there. Okay, you understand that? Now, all of you with no's, guess what? Because you had that vision, because you came on board early, because you joined, like when you buy property off plan, when you see nothing but dirt, you are taking a leap of faith while they build your business, your property, while they build your home, right? Same thing here. We took the leap of faith. So all of our legs, the 100,000, the 100,000, the 500,000, the 50,000, all of our legs contribute to our rank. We got a gift there. We got a gift. So use it. Everyone who bought a node for $5,000 came in automatically as a VIP 2 rank, even though you did nothing. Everyone who purchased a $10,000 node immediately became a VIP 4 without doing any work at all. But you're going to have that status for 3 months, 90 days. So you've got 90 days to maintain your VIP 2 and VIP 4 status. 90 days to get, what's a VIP 2? VIP 2, all you need is $10,000 in sales. If you're a VIP 2 and you're a visionary and you came on board, then you know that you can bring in $10,000 worth of sales, right, in 90 days. If you're a VIP 4, right, you're a visionary, you have a network, you know some folks, you can get $100,000 in sales on all of your legs combined, and then you'll keep your VIP 4 status. Otherwise, you lose it and you're non-rank. You're VIP 0. So don't waste this gift. Don't waste this opportunity. So now that you know how that works and how the legs work for everyone who didn't come in and get a no, everybody who came in on launch, I just told you how it works. Strongest leg excluded in terms of rank. You still earn on mark. You still earn on mark, but it just won't be taken into consideration for your rank. So let's look at this. To become a VIP 4, you need $100,000 in sales on your weakest legs combined. What are you going to get? Every day, everyone on your team is going to be earning what? Rewards. IBS, right? According to what I just showed you, what they're earning passively, right? You're going to get 25% of what they're earning on a daily basis. Boom, 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 boom. That's what you're going to get. And those amounts add up very, very quickly. 25%. Become a VIP 5. And you have $500,000 in sales on your weakest legs combined. You're going to get 35% on everything everyone in your team is making. You're going to get 35%. This is why networkers love this. They're building people, they're bringing people in, and those people are bringing people in, and those people are bringing people in. And on all of those people, they're going to be earning, as a VIP 5, 35% of all of their passive rewards every single day, all the way down to a VIP 9 when you get to the point, I don't care if it takes you a year or 2 years, they have $50 million in volume. And your weaker legs combined, you're going to be getting 90% on what everybody in your team is making. But hold on to your horses. It's not that simple. People said 90%, isn't that a lot? Aren't they overpaying? Yeah, if they were doing that, you're right. So let me show you my next slide. I got this. I had to create this to make sure you understand. There are 3 scenarios. 1, let's say you're a VIP 5. Okay? Let's say I'm a VIP 5. We got Alicia. Let's say she's a VIP 5. She's on one of my legs. And she's a VIP 5. Guess what I get? She gets 35% of everybody in her team on what they are earning passively every single day. And you would think that I would get 35% too, since I'm a VIP 5. But no, I'm going to get 1%. Why? It's the same rank.
Got
And so if I have one leg or one team that has 35, that is a VIP 5 or the same rank as me, VIP 1.
You.
Okay. I'm waiting for you.
Can you mute?
Don't mute you that.
Can you mute? Somebody mute him? Yes. So if you are a VIP 1 and they're a VIP 1, then they get that whole percentage of 5%. The percentages are down here, VIP 1. They get the whole 5%, you get 1%. If you are a VIP 8 and they're a VIP 8, 8 is 75%. They get the 75%, you get 1%. That's what happened when you have the same rank. But being that they're on my team, and if they're ranked that high and they're doing the same thing I'm doing, I'm picking up the phone, says, girl, you crushing it. Congratulations. I'll take the 1% because I'd rather take the 1% of a whole lot of volume that she and her team is creating than to take then take 35% of a little bit. You follow me? But then I'm very competitive. So I'm gonna call her up and say, I'm gonna call her up and I'm gonna say, girlfriend, I'm getting ready to crush you. So you're gonna have to catch up. And I become a VIP 6. But knowing her, she'll catch up with me. So we have this battle and we'll be laughing all the time on the phone. It's cool. Now, what's the second scenario? Okay. The second scenario is that I'm a VIP 5 and Alicia becomes a VIP 6 before me. She gets that 45% that VIP 5, no, you would think I would get the 45%, 35% that VIP 5 get. But no, she kicked my butt. So she gets the 45% for being a VIP 6. I get zero on her leg. Okay? I get 0% on her leg. But you know what? It's cool. I'm okay with that. She's making buckaroos. Everybody's making buckaroos. She's got to be bringing in a lot of volume. I'm okay with that because I've got another leg. I've got another leg. I've got another leg. So don't think that you can come in here with 2 legs and be a VIP 9 overnight, right? And so I believe that, having 2 legs is insufficient. Bring in as many people as you can on your front line. That's it in a nutshell. So here I'll get nothing. But you know what? I'm very competitive. I'm going to call her up again. Okay, you beat my butt. I said I was going to kick your butt. Okay, fine. Guess what? I got big guys coming in, girl. We getting ready to crush it. And then I become a VIP 6, and then I get the 1%. And then I become a VIP 7. It ain't going to happen like that because we're going to be really close to each other. I become a VIP 7, and then I get all of that 60%, So it's a game we play with our team, but it doesn't matter when you have multiple legs, you've got multiple teams, you're still going to continue to earn a percentage on all of them. Okay? And this is to keep people, there are a lot of people like this, they call themselves leaders. They will build 2 legs and then they let everybody else work for them and they're on the beach. And they're on the beach. So you ain't going on the beach, man. You're going to get to work just like the rest of us, right? That's why they have these stopgap measures involved. So people who are not working don't get massive amounts of money and sitting on the beach. Now, the the third scenario, and you guys know me, I love working. The third scenario is this. Let's say that I'm a VIP 5. And then somewhere in any of my legs, in one leg, somebody's VIP 3. VIP 5s get what? 35%. I don't get 35% here because I see a VIP 3 down there in that leg somewhere. That VIP 3 must get their 15%, right? So normally I would get 35% as a VIP 5, but I got to subtract 15%. Okay, mute please. Now I have to subtract 15%. Let me mute people. I need my moderators to start muting people, please. Come on, guys. Mute, mute, mute. Okay, so let me start over. So you got a leg that is lower than you, right? and you got a VIP 3 all the way somewhere in your leg who's a VIP 3, he gets his 15%. He deserves it. But I no longer get 35% as a VIP 5. I get that difference because this is a differential unilevel. That means instead of 35%, I get 35% minus the 15% my VIP 3 has. I get 20%. I'm happy because if they're ranking below me, I'm very, very happy because that means they're bringing in volume, and the 35% that I would have been getting will be, the money will be less than the 20% that I will be getting because I get a lot more volume, a lot more people, etc. And I hope that's clear. And what I'm going to do is I'll, write your questions down, remember them. And if you have any questions, I'll make it clearer for you. Okay. But let me finish the compensation plan, which I'm almost done. Almost done. Let me stop my screen, stop my share. I think it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm going to go back and I'm going to share this. I think I'm done. Okay. We're done, and done. Okay. Let's talk about how to earn POTS. They call it the POTS Consensus Formation Incentive Mechanism. This is how we're going to earn POTS in the pool. I'm crazy. So if you are just a member who's passive and don't have any folks in, but you're passive, you're earning, you're happy, they're going to have a pool of POTS, a pool of POTS tokens. And what they're going to do with that pool is divide it into 10 parts. The first 10 parts, they're going to put 10% in a pool that everybody, all of us, regardless of our ranks or whether you're ranked or not, will be able to share a piece of that POTS pool. Let's say you're VIP 1 because you got $1,000 or more in volume on your weaker legs combined. Then you're going to be able to share in the VIP 1 ranked folks pool. Let's say, for example, you're a VIP 2 because you brought in 10% in sales volume on your weakest legs combined. You're going to be able to share in that 10% pool. VIP 3, right? $50,000. You're going to be able to share in that pool. VIP 4, that's $100,000 in sales that you brought in. You're going to be able to share in that pool, all the way down to VIP 9, where you're going to be able to share in that pool. But dig this. I know I'm aging myself. Yeah, I'm a boomer. Dig this. Let's say you're a VIP 4. Yes, you share in the VIP 4 rank pool, but guess what? You also share in the VIP 3 rank pool, and guess what? The VIP 2 pool, you share in that. The VIP 1 pool, you share in that. The global users who are not even ranked, you're going to share in that pool. But you know what? If indeed you're the first person, let's say in the VIP 6, you're the first person in the project who become a VIP 6, guess what? You get all of this 10% by your own self. So my goal, and I hope it's your goal as well, is become the first ranked person, right, to get into any of these pools, because you get that whole 10%. Let's say, for example, John comes in that pool with me. Oh, man, John. And he gets 5%. I get 5%. Let's say 2 other guys or gals come into that pool. Now we got to split it 4 ways. Okay, you get 2.5%, I get 2.5%, and both of y'all get 2.5%, right? So the largest pool, the higher ranked people, typically the higher ranked people will share in their pool less than they will, let's say, in VIP 1. Because VIP 1 only requires $1,000 in sales, right? That means a whole bunch of people are going to be in there sharing, right? The global users with active holdings, everybody is sharing in that pool. So you're going to get a smaller percentage. So this rank is very, very valuable. Get those POTS. Go look in your back office right now. Those of you who are already in, you've got POTS. Click on portfolio and it'll show you how many POTS you have. The POTS, again, is not worth a lot right now because we don't have our prediction marketplace up and running. It will be this month. And when it does, it still will take a little time for us to generate revenue. So what our job is today to bring in as many people as we can so they can have that experience in the prediction marketplace and start playing around over there, giving their opinions about everything, but at least getting paid for it. And then Pot's team will be earning on the fees there. Okay. Finally, we got the Potts Co-Building Treasury Pool. What is that? We call it CBT. On the DeFi side, okay, and the Olympus Dao side, on our passive yield side, and where we're building our teams, when we do a withdrawal, we go through a process. I have a video about that. I already distributed it, how to do it. What's going to happen is you're going to make a choice of whether you want your withdrawal to come out immediately or you want to wait 30 days for it to come out. And it's not waiting 30 days. It's like on day 1 of 30, you're going to get 1/30th of your withdrawal. Day 2, you're going to get 1/30th. Day 10, you're going to get 1/30th. Day 30, you'll get 1/30th that you can withdraw anytime you like. So the immediate release, some people say, my gosh, 30% withdrawal fee? I'm willing to pay it. Why? Many projects that are out there, all of the withdrawal fees, and some of them are 20%, some are 25%, some are 10%. They'll say, we're going to use that for our dev team, for our operations, for marketing. We're going to use it for future developments, and we don't know where that money is going. Right? But here, all of our withdrawal fees, again, is going to actually be put into Pot's market, and they're going to buy Bitcoin. And they're going to pair that with Pots. That's wonderful because we're all earning Pots. Okay? So that's the immediate release. And then a 30-day linear release where you earn you can pull out every day for 30 days. You can only pay, you would be willing to pay the 10% for that wait. It's all up to you. And not only that, when I said we had 21 million Pots tokens, period, there's going to be a 0.5% deflation model. And what do I mean by that? Every day, every single day, they're going to be reducing the supply of the circulating supply, reducing it by 0.5%. And so you all know that when you're taking supply off the market and throwing it in the garbage, right? You take supply off the market, that means there's less of those tokens, which creates scarcity, okay? And when there's scarcity, the potential for those tokens to rise in value increases, okay? So we're going to be decreasing that 21 million tokens every day for 500 days, okay? So that'll be wonderful. That'll be wonderful. And so the young man who asked me, when will it get to $1? We got the mechanisms in here already that cause deflation. And here's a good example for those who didn't understand that. Lamborghini and a Bugatti. I like Bugattis. I don't have a car. I really don't want a car. I got money, but I don't have a car because I live where I can get a taxi and I only do errands once a month. So, and I don't go out partying. I can drink wine at home. So I don't need a car. I have my groceries delivered as well. So I need a life. I know I do. And so let's say you got a Bugatti. Why is a Bugatti $300,000 or more if you want the perks too and the bling bling, and a Toyota costs next to nothing, or a Ford, right? Because there are gazillion Toyotas on the market. The supply is huge. But with a Bugatti, the supply is very, very, very low, right? And so when you have low supply and high demand, you can charge a higher price. When you have huge supply and moderate demand, you can't charge a lot for it. Because people say, man, you're trying to charge me $300,000 for a Toyota. I might as well get a Bugatti, right? So that's the same concept, supply and demand. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, that is over. I'm going to take some questions, then I'm going to jet out of here. But remember, when you're swapping your IBS for USDT in the back office, you click on Finance, you click on Swap, and then you will see IBS. You swap that baby. They're going to take a 2.5% fee. That 2.5% fee actually will go towards supporting the platform as well because it goes into the treasury. Not all of it, but most of it goes into the treasury. So I don't mind as long as we're supporting our baby here, our pots. I'm all game. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to read some questions. Um, let's see
Can you
here.
do me a favor, Faith, really
Oh,
quick, for like maybe 5 to 7 minutes? Go over your spreadsheet with one. Just, I'm sorry, I hate to do it, but it gives people a really good idea of what to
yes,
look forward to. And then two, quickly shows how to do your own numbers and calculations. She's posted this
yes,
spreadsheet that she created.
yes.
So thank you.
I'm glad you mentioned it because I did open it for the presentation, but you know me. I think because I'm getting older, I just forget things.
It's
So
okay. Got your back. We got your back.
and so there you are. And that proves to you I had it open. Okay.
Never doubted you.
Okay. Girl, you know you gotta remind me. I love you. I need you. Okay. So I have a spreadsheet. And the first thing I want to say, there are three tabs at the bottom. One is settings, one is IO daily, and one is projection. Settings is the only thing you need to change. Don't change any other numbers except for settings. Okay? Now, here you can say the initial amount of tokens I received when I bought my bond. You'll see that in your back office. Click on finance and bonding. If you're on a desktop, you don't have a finance, you just click on bonding. Then you want to click on my bonds. And it's going to tell you, I'm going to show you. Let me show you that too. Doop, doop, doop. After I talk about this, I'll show you where to find things. Okay, so I have people who bought that um, $5,000 note at the beginning and got a 50% discount. They got 166.66 tokens. So I say 167. You could change this to whatever it is. You come in at $100, $150, right? Divide that by the price, and you'll see the number of tokens you get. But it's also in your back office. So that's your principal, 167 tokens. Now, the 8 hour rate. Here, I'm assuming that we're getting 0.75% a day. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, 0.75% a day. And I've got to fix this because how did I get that number? I says equals 0.75% divided by 3 because we get paid every 8 hours. Remember, we get paid every 8 hours till we get to 0.75%. 0.75 times 100. Nope, divided by 100. Okay. That's how I got to 0.0025. If I assume 1%, I would say 1 divided by 3 divided by 100. Oh, equals. I forgot to put the equal sign. Equal. Okay. That's 0.00333. Okay. I'll put some text in here too to help you guys out, or I'll just calculate that myself. But right now, that's how I calculate the 8 hour rate. Okay. That would be 0.75% a day. How many days in the period? Don't change this. How many periods per day? We get paid 3 times a day. I should like block the change on that one. We get paid 3 times a day. Every 8 hours, we're getting a piece, a piece, a piece every 8 hours. Okay? Days per contract month. Unless you're on another planet or living in an interplanetary space, then you could change the days per contract per month. But for everyone, it's actually about 30.4 days. Okay? Okay, so don't touch that either. Contract length, you could change this. What if I have 90 days? In months, that'll be 3, right? So I'm going to do 12 because it's going to show you 3. It's going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could change it to 24 if you like. Let me do that. 24. I'll do 24. No, I'll do 12. I'll be conservative. That's the 360-day one. Withdrawal behavior. I don't know nothing about your withdrawal behavior. We can't take technology and try to minimize and determine what you're going to withdraw because it's your money, right? You do whatever you want to whenever you want to. But in my spreadsheet, I incorporated a withdrawal behavior. And let's assume that you want to take out your interest every day. You want to take it out every day? Put a 1 here. Okay? You want to take it out every 7 days? Put a 7 here. You want to take it out every 30 days? You get yourself a paycheck every 30 days, put a 30 day. So I'm going to put a 7. For those of you who want a paycheck every week, you're going to claim your interest once a week, once every 7 days. Now, you can actually say, I'm going to claim 100% of my interest on day 7. Or you could say 50%, 0.5. Okay? That's what you do. But 1 means 100%. Okay. Now, I also like to do what if analysis on the price. What if the price is 35 at the end of my contract? What do I get? What if the price is 30? What if the price is 25? What if it's 20? And what if it's 5? So I want you guys to see all of these scenarios, right? Because again, price goes up, price goes down in everything on this planet. Okay. So anybody tells you that their token is going to always go up, somebody's doing something to something, or they're just simply lying. Okay. Now that I've got all of my parameters set, ignore this on the right. That was for node holders. I did that over there. But that's all you need to change. This is recorded too. Now, forget IO Daily. I want you to look at projection. That's the third tab at the bottom, okay? That's the third tab at the bottom. These are all sheets. Settings is a sheet. You make your modifications in the settings sheet. Projection is a sheet. You don't need to change nothing. Everything was calculated based on the parameters you put in. So let me show you. So you started with 167 tokens, okay? At the end of the first month, you now have 209.71 tokens if you didn't withdraw anything that first month. The second month, you got 263.33. The 6th month, you got 654.77. Notice how it's growing up because you're compounding. Compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. The 7th month, you've got 822 tokens. See, your USDT dollars aren't staking. Your tokens are staking, right? And that's why you want people to get in right now, because if they continue to wait and you see the price of the token going up, they're getting less tokens every single day, right? Because if that price get up to $40, for example, and it will, they're going to get less. So today, if you come in with $1,000, you're going to get, I think it is, let me see, equals $1,000 dollars divided by what's the price? It's about 34.9, or is it 35.9? Let's assume it's 34.9. You're going to get, oh shucks, 1,000 over 34.9. What did I do? Oops, I know what I did. Control V. Okay, that means I'll put it here. Equals 1,000 over 34.9 cents a token. $34.9 a token. You're going to get 28. When that baby goes up to 40, you're going to get, let me copy, Control C, Control V, okay? Change this to a 40, 40. When that price goes up, now you just get 25. You better get these people to get in here now, because if that baby then, Control V, Control C means copy in case you guys want to know. Control C, Control V, let's say it's 45. Boom. You got 22 tokens. So the higher the price, the more the people coming in, right, later, gonna have to pay. And they're gonna get less tokens. That's why I'm telling people, get folks in now. Stop procrastinating. Now, let's get back here. At the end of 12 months, right, you're gonna have, you started with 167 tokens. You're going to have 2,567 tokens if you never take anything out. Okay? But now, this is a column that tell you chose to withdraw periodically. You said you want to withdraw every 7 days. So at the end of the first month, you're going to have 169.52 tokens rather than 209. At the end of the second month, you're going to have 172 tokens rather than 263. At the end of 12 months, you got 167 tokens, what you started with. But you've been eating all year. 7 days, you've been taking money out, doing what you need to do, pay some bills, and all of that. But you missed an opportunity to earn more. And some people are going to want to take it out, right? Every 7 days or every 30 days. I'll show you the 30-day one too. But here's what you'll get if you take absolutely nothing out and do a full compounding. Now, Here, they're telling you because of your choice to take out every 7 days, you missed an opportunity of 94% of what you could have gotten. Whoa, right? That's the missed opportunity percentage. So let's take a look and summarize. At the end of the contract, at the end of 12 months, if you did not take anything out, you got 2,567 tokens. If you withdraw every 7 days, you got, okay, let me know when you're finished talking.
Which used to drain me.
Pascalina,
I never used to have off.
can somebody,
I'm gonna mute her. I'm gonna mute her. I'm
thank
gonna mute.
you. Okay. Yeah, that's Pascalina that's talking. Okay, so at the end of your contract, because you've taken out every 7 days, you got 167 tokens, which is what you started with. So let's take a look. If the price at the end of your contract, your 12-month contract, is $35, you're going to get $89,852 at the end of your contract that you can pull out. But because you chose to actually take out every 7 days, you're going to get $5,845 when your contract ends that you can withdraw. Okay? If it's $30, then you're going to get $77,000. Okay? At the end of your contract, if you did not do if you did 100% compounding, but you're going to get $5,010, right? That's what you're going to get because you took out every week, every $7, 7 days. Let's say if it's 25, still get 64,000, shucks. And you only bought 167 tokens, you sitting pretty, right? Because the art of compounding is working in your favor, okay? Otherwise, because of the 7 days, you're going to have 4,175, even if it's $5. If it's $5, you bought 167 tokens, you're going to walk away with $12,836. I like to give you the whole range, right? So I went down in the gutter and said if it's $5 at the end of the year, then you're still going to walk away with $12,836. Right? And since you took out every 7 days, you're going to have at the end $835 to take out. Okay? I'm going to do one more example and then I'm done. Let's say you say, okay, I'll just take it out every 30 days. I want a paycheck every 30 days. I just put the claim intervals as 30. Let me see how that baby looks. I do that in settings. I go to projection. Now, you'll see here that at the end of 12 months, you still have 2,567. That didn't change. That's because you did full compounding. But here at least you got a little extra something. You got 172 tokens. You're taking out every month, right? Now, you take a look here. If it's $35, if IBS is $35 at the end of your 12-month contract, the full compensation value, full compounding value doesn't change. This column doesn't change because you're just compounding. But you'll have $6,022, right, to withdraw at the end of the term if you're taking out every 30 days. And this is why I say you need to have something like this. Do your what-if analysis. Figure out how often you want to take out. Another strategy is this. Have multiple contracts. You can buy multiple bonds in the same wallet. You may have one for my bills that I want to take out every month. You may have one that says, I'm going to let this baby ride to the end. And you may have another contract that says, it depends on what I feel like doing, right? So personally, I've got multiple contracts in bonds. And when the staking open up, I'm going to have multiple stakes as well. You can do that over time, guys. And you can actually do that with your profits that you're claiming. You can create more. Okay, however you want to do it. But my node is a $10,000 node. That baby, I ain't taking nothing out of there. That baby, I ain't taking nothing out of there. Because, let me show you, because the nodes, we got 333 for the $10,000 node. And we only paid $5,000 for it. We're going to assume 0.75% a day on average. And we're going to say claim interval. I'm going to ignore the claim intervals because I'm not claiming anything. Let me put a 0. The numbers will all be the same. I'll just say 0. And boom, let's go see what we got in projection. Oh, man, what did I do? They don't like zeros. So I'm going to keep that right there. I won't put 0. I'll put 1, even though I'm just going to ignore that column so it doesn't matter. Okay, projection. Look, I spent $5,000. I got 333 tokens, 333.33 tokens. Okay. Now, my full value, if I compound every single day for 12 months at $35, I'm going to walk away with 179,167. Okay. Dollars. If it's $30, I'll have 153,000. If it's $25 at the end of my contract, I'll have 127. Okay? Or if it's $20, 102,000. If it's $5, 25,000. Even at the worst case of 5,000, I only put in $5,000. Actually, I put in $5,000. So that's cool. That's wonderful. I 5x my money in a year. Okay? Now, ignore this one. This is what I'm saying. You guys got to start looking at the full compounding value and then choose what you're going to be withdrawing, or just let one of them run its course and then have another one. I don't care how much it is. You could have $1,000 in one bond or stake, and you buy another bond or stake for $2,000 and another one for $500. Let one ride till it gets to the end of its term. You could do all of that. There are many options depending upon your strategy. Okay? Change this back to 30. Yeah, to save it. Okay? I hope you guys got that. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you, Alicia, for reminding me to do that. Okay, let's
Thank you
see.
for doing it. That's
Yes,
good
I
stuff.
see questions. Okay, so super. Put my camera on. Can we withdraw? Wait. Put your camera. Can we withdraw both pots in? Let's see here. Get this out of my way. Both pots in. Okay, and I bet yes, you can withdraw the pots. I did it as a test, and so I took my pots because I had lots of pots. Because I had won one of the raffles they were having earlier on for node holders, and I got about 47 pots for free, but I hadn't been able to hit it since. But yeah, I withdrew my pots and I put it into my wallet. It's sitting in my wallet. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Yeah, you can put it in your wallet, but selling it is like insane because it's 0.0000 whatever. Hold it, hold it. IBS, yes, you can withdraw your IBS. You claim and you go over the process, go through the process that I have a video on that shows you exactly what you need to do. First, you pay your 30% tax, and then, yeah, the whole process is there. I can't go through all of that here tonight. Alicia says, yes, great presentation. Thank you. Any information on the renounce? Oh, gosh darn. Thank you, HP. Any information on the renouncement and the liquidity lock. So we've got people coming to some of my team members, and they're coming back to me and say, what do I say? They're saying, oh, they don't have the keys. They don't have the keys renounced. I said, you go back to them. And this is like earlier this week and earlier last week. I said, you go back to them and ask them, what does it mean? Because what happens more times than not in this industry, if somebody get to know a little something about something, and they'll say, well, I don't want to join, but the keys are not renounced yet, and still they're in a centralized deal where they ask for their email address and their password, and it's 100% centralized, and there's no keys. There's no smart contract, or some smart contracts that still have the liquidity unlocked, or some smart contracts that claim that they renounced the keys, but their contract is useless. They shouldn't even have one, right? And so I try to educate people, don't just ask me if the keys are renounced. But I have good news for you today. Today, the keys were renounced for the core contracts. Yay! So I got to go over the code, and I dive in after the keys are renounced, but they're utilizing what ARC is utilizing for their code. So we are so ecstatic. So all of the people are saying they don't have the keys renounced, blah, blah, blah. Or if they're looking at let me show you. And let me show you, and the liquidity being locked. Yeah, let me show you that. This is going to be longer than I thought, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to break it up, and I probably won't. Let me go here. And so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to deck screener. Let me close that. And I'm going to go to deck screener. Okay, that's deck. I was looking at the contracts, you can tell. Okay, that's me looking at the contract. But I'm not teaching you guys how to look at contracts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to deck screener. I used to have every Friday's DeFi Tech Talk. Okay, I may start that again for those who are interested in the technology behind this. And I know I'll probably get 7 people, but it's okay. The more people I touch and learn about this, they'll be smarter. And so I'm going to go here on Deck Screener, and I'm going to type in, first I'm going to type in POPs. I'm going to look at this very quickly. And you can tell whether it's the real one or not. One thing about crypto, you can have multiple cryptos with the same name. So you got to be careful. Some of them be watching for new projects, right? So they can name theirs the same name and scam you in a honeypot and all kinds of things. So in my Telegram group, I have a section, a topic folder, and it's called Contracts, Audits, and something else. You'll find all of the contracts, the number, all of the contract. Now I know for sure this is the real one. Okay. This is the real one. Okay. So, because I'm looking at the market cap, this one looks similar, but I don't know about that. But I know this is the real one. I'm going to share that with you too. This is POPs. Okay. And this is actually, I'm trying to figure out how can I get it to show. Anybody know how I can get it to show the price here? Because I don't know what parameters I change, but it's not showing me the price. It's showing me volume or something. Lot price, auto, boo, 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 whatever. But I just want you to know this. The price is 0.0, 0.04 not even close to a half a cent, right? And then you see the liquidity it has, 37,000. You see the market cap, 46,000, not much. And the reason why it's like that is because they're giving us pots. So that's the activity that's going on. You'll see that nobody's buying. One person bought, and I bet you they're mad because they had to get an 80% to 90% fee. So that's POS. This is how I use it. Now let's go here and search for what we're really looking for is IBS. Okay, let's look for IBS. And I know this is the right IBS and nobody has put any scam tokens in here yet, but I know because I know what the contract is. And the contract ends in A7CD. Go in my group. I got the contract for everything. I got the contract for minting. I got the minting contract, the AEM contract. I've got the contract for the treasury. I've got the contract for the IBS and the POTS token. I've got the contract. So rather than going to IBS, typing and searching for IBS, I go to my Telegram group and I'm going to copy the actual contract address, and you can avoid scams. Control V. That is the contract address for IBS token. I don't want you to copy that now. It's in the group. So we got a market cap of 31 million. Let me show you. I want to get rid of the chart actually because I'm looking at volume or something. Okay, I'm looking at volume. Let me see if I can. I know how to use this on the mobile phone. I don't know how to use it on a desktop. Now, you see, we just jammed 4 seconds ago, sell, 12 seconds ago, buy, 31 seconds ago, buy, 53 seconds ago, buy. Now, how do I know that the liquidity is locked? Remember I told you guys the story that when I first started getting into DeFi, I would check if the liquidity is locked. And that is what I call the back door. So that means nobody, not the devs, not the founders, nobody on this planet, not even a hacker can go over there. You can't even call up PancakeSwap and say, hey, I changed my mind. Could you unlock the liquidity? Not happening. Not happening. So if you go to Deck Screener and you see this lock, you click on it. And what you want to see is you don't want to see 5% locked. You want to see 99.9% locked. That's exactly what we have. Our liquidity is locked 99.99%. You don't want to see a time lock where it's only locked for 3 months. Some of them do that to fool you. We are locked, period, forever. Okay? And we have taken that liquidity and 87% was burned. Okay? And you can find that at BSC Scam that I'm going to show you. There's a burn wallet on every blockchain. Every blockchain have their own burn wallets. Every project uses it. And it is 0x000000 dead. Okay? And then we also have a wallet that's used on all projects, all combined. And it is 0x00000000. That's locked too. Okay? So it means the same thing. So we've got 87.09% plus 12.89%. That's almost 100%. We're just 0.01 off. Okay, we're burned. Anybody want to ask the question? They're going to scam us? They're going to take the liquidity? Nope, 100% locked. And most of that liquidity came from where? The node holders. We went in on faith. We were visionaries. We believed in the project. Okay, so $10 million today in LP tokens are locked forever. And some people ask the question, well, if they're locked, how can we use it? How can we sell our IBS tokens? Locked or put in the black hole doesn't mean they threw it in the garbage. It basically means nobody can come in and take it, but the ecosystem can still use it. I can still sell my IBS, right? And you need liquidity in order to sell tokens. So that's fine and dandy. We are locked. That's the point. The other point was the renouncing of the keys. And I'm not going to get into that right now. But there is, when you are developing an application, a contract, or multiple contracts, we have a lot of contracts. When you are developing, your name is the owner. The developer's name or the deployer's name is the owner of all those contracts. You'll see it. You'll see their wallet address, not name, but wallet address. If I see contracts that supposedly have renounced the keys, and I see that a personal wallet, we call it EOA, if I see there's a wallet that's owned by somebody, is actually the owner, I'm bouncing. No. What I want to see is 0x00000000. What that means is nobody owns it. Nobody can modify that code of the core engine. There is some code that can be modified. There's no such thing as 100% decentralization. Otherwise, there would be no need for a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, which is us, the community. And we vote on proposals to make changes when necessary. But you need to vote on those proposals in order for the changes to happen. But the changes won't occur in the meat of the core engine, okay, that we've renounced the keys for. It'll be surrounding ones that create new contracts, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we have. I'm not going to show you guys all of that. We're running short on time. We'll have a technology session on another day in terms of education. But yes, the keys have been renounced. Hallelujah. Keys renounced, liquidity locked. We got $12 million in liquidity. We've got a market capitalization already of $30 million. It's the market cap for the IBS tokens. We got $12.4 million in liquidity. I think 2 million came today alone from people coming in today. Awesome. You'll see this. Here's one more thing. It's a warning. Somebody's going to go here and they're going to say, oh, Go Plus Security say you got 5 issues, and Quick Intel says you got 3 issues, and Token Sniffer give you 25 out of 100. Let me show you. This is not legitimate. They have bots, monitors that go out periodically, maybe every day or whatever, to look at projects. Okay, they do it. Okay, they want you to become their customers. Now, here's where you will see tax modifiable. Yes. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's unchained. Ownership renounced. They said no. Because this is old news. They haven't caught up. The answer is yes. Mintable, they say yes. We're not going to be mintable. We mint internal into the system, but nope, this is not a red flag. Sale tax is 2%. I know good and darn well the sale tax is 2.5%. It ain't 2%. Has a whitelist? No. They don't have no whitelist. So these things are not necessarily true or right. These are just some electronic monitoring things that look at projects. And they're saying the same thing, Mintable, sale tax, has whitelist, but they did say we're renounced. So they're going to vary amongst themselves. So when people show you this, what do we have to back it up? Certic. Okay, let me go to Certic. I know I said I wasn't going to do all of this, but let's go Skynet.certic.com/project post market. I think we're still being in review. So hold on. Yep. Remediating findings, we're at 85%. We were at 76%. So they're still going back and forth with the developers from the POS team and the developers from Certic. Certic is the #1 audit company in terms of DeFi projects. #1, hands down. You can't even bribe them for a good score. So they're still in the process. In a matter of days, we're going to have this done, and you're going to see what the score is going to be. We've got some great milestones going on up here. Our Twitter, y'all go to the Twitter, go engage, go follow us in X. I call it Twitter. Go follow, increase the follow count. Please do that because they use that in terms of determining what our score is, our overall score is. They're still working. We're 85% of the way there till the final report is delivered. Woo! It says our security experts are working closely with the project team to review any updates made to the implementation based on recommendations provided in the preliminary report. So they go back and forth. They make recommendations to the POTS developer. POTS developers, they go back and make changes or they make justification for what they did. And then they go back, CERTIC comes back and says, I ain't buying that. You need to change this. And then they go back and say, okay, we'll change it. We'll re-implement it. So all of this is going on in the background. Okay, that is how code audits work. It's not something that can be done. And now that the keys have been renounced, now they're going to say, okay, we can finish this audit report. Because you can't finish the audit report if we're still making changes. So that's where we are. And what we're going to look at when this thing launches, all these other stuff is irrelevant. We're going to be looking at, where is it? Oh, they don't have it. Yeah, they don't. Right here, it's going to say code security. And this is the number, whatever number they create here is the mamacita. You're going to see a number right here in the right-hand corner. You see my cursor. That's going to be the audit history, the code security, plus the fundamentals like Twitter and social network, the community, the market, governance, and all. I don't care about that. I really don't care about that. I care about that number that comes here in the code security. And I know they're going to be at 90% at the very least. You don't get a lot of that. So if you see a project and you see them at 25% or 50%, run the other way. So this is what we have, guys. We will have CERTIC. CERTIC is the mamacita. CERTIC is the matriarch that'll tell you the truth. The blockchain is the darn daddy of it all. It tells us the truth. Any of that blah, 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 I don't listen to. With that said, I'm stopping my share, see if I have any questions, and I'm out of here. Okay, let's see here. Anybody want to say anything? Thank you, HP. I needed you today. I needed Alicia today to show the spreadsheet. I needed you today to remind me to tell people about that exciting news about the renouncement. Yes, 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 yes. Today that announcement was made. Yes, yes. Thanks a million knowing the plan to do what this woman does in the crypto space. Love you. I love you too. Anybody want to raise their hand and say something before I sign out? You better do it now because it's late here. Tick, tick, tick. With that said, thank you guys for showing up. What I'm going to do in the future, though, thank you, Harrington and Bonnie. What we do in the future, we're not going to talk about technology. So what I'm going to do is just do the compensation plan for everyone and their guests. Do that. And then take some questions. And then talk a little bit about security, right? Why I think we're secure. Why we are using a time-tested, battle-tested protocol. And that gives people a sense of security. And then I'm going to do training on the next one when I start talking about contracts and liquidity and all of that. So we're going to limit it. So thank you. Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you, everybody. I am out. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Same time, same back station. Back
Thank
everything.
you, Queen. Thank you.
Thank
Beautiful.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay.